Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to be fucking with the champs, another amazing episode of the greatest podcast of all times. But before we begin, we would like to plug our dates. You're going to have to get through this if you want to get to the good stuff. I'm taking it easy. I got nothing until March the 28th, which was when my book tour begins. We'll be at the Grove, in the Barnes & Noble at the Grove, doing my first book reading on the 28th. On the 30th, I'll be at Book Soup in Los Angeles. And then my tour begins. Go to moshekasher.com for all those tour dates, and at Moshe Kasher on Twitter. Neal, what you got for us?
Moshe, great question and great announce.
Thank you so much. You like that voice?
Really great.
Voice. I got that buttery voice.
Really great. 2nd and 3rd of February, I'm going to be in San Francisco, part of Sketchfest. 17th and 18th, I will be in Arlington, Virginia at the Arlington Draft House. 23rd, 24th, and 25th, I will be in Vancouver at some shit in Vancouver.
The Comedy Mix. Ladies and gentlemen, go to Neal Brennan.
Wilmington. Yeah, go to nealbrennan.com.
At Neal Brennan. Fucks with him. That's enough, man. I feel, yeah.
All right, yeah. I'm coming to your city.
He's coming everywhere you are. Douggpound, what do you got?
I'm going to be at the Meltdown Comics Store in Los Angeles this Thursday.
Very cool.
And
also,
check out Tim and Eric's $1 Billion Movie on demand.
$1 Billion Movie coming out
on demand. And our guest today, Deon Cole, where are you going to be at?
The legendary Deon Cole.
Yes, I will be at the Improv in Hollywood on the 2nd of February, and I will be at Cobb's in San Francisco on the 9th, and I will be in Canada in Edmonton on the 15th of March.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's going to give you some hate mail.
For the day, those are the dates to come see us live, and pretty soon we're starting to think about coming out as a Champs group to come see you in your favorite city. So fuck with us, and here, let's begin this next episode of The Champs.
Now you're fucking with the champs. It goes, guilty! Now. And ponder how I'm fit to make the bottom fall to the floor.
Start talking now.
Yeah, man, this is like
sinister.
This is like overdosing on PCP at the last rave
Are you
of all time.
gonna kill us and fuck our body?
Yeah, man.
Out of the shadows, barrage of which tongue.
What is it?
Literally, this from
Octagon or something?
Smoke stop music, seriously.
It's called Death Grips.
It goes,
Ladies and gentlemen, you're fucking with the
What's the name of the song?
intro to the Champs of all time. This reminds me of being in,
Don't download this.
This reminds me of being in camouflage cargo pants and a polo shirt top, high on PCP in a warehouse.
Jesus.
Trying to statutorily rape. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you're fucking with the motherfucking
You're fucking
champs.
with the champs,
The
y'all.
one and only.
Hey,
How
champion.
is
Yeah,
everyone?
we're the Oh, yeah. We're called the champs, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you have a clue as to who our
Yeah.
guest today is. His name starts with D.
They always have a clue because it's in the title of the episode.
That's true.
So I'm never like, it's never a surprise.
Well, maybe they just downloaded
He's my
it because
co-pilot on this magic carpet ride.
they have a subscription and they didn't read the description because they love us that much.
Maybe.
So maybe
they sight unseen. It doesn't matter who. They like it when we have famous people.
Yeah, well, we got one.
Yeah.
Not today.
The Blacks.
Maybe next week. Call Wayne Brady. No, our guest today is a writer for Conan O'Brien. He often appears on Conan. Do they refer to you as the black guy?
Yes.
That's
all
cool.
the time. Yes, they do.
Then they call you
blacks.
like the black guy.
They'll be like, here comes the black guy.
The Blacks.
No.
But they really, like on the show, like aren't you like don't you have like a title?
No,
The Blacks.
No, it's just writer. It's like they don't call me
Writer?
the black guy.
They have an A at the end of it.
No
because they're
matter
black.
what they think, no matter what anybody think, no one says that.
Well, no, but he calls you like our own Deon Cole, like in a way that he doesn't do for other writers.
Well, I don't.
He lives in guest quarters here on the
If you don't
Burbank.
understand that, you're showing a tone deafness to the
Ladies
black
and
cultural
gentlemen,
voice.
it's Deon Cole.
Yeah.
Guest quarters. That's
Deon
hilarious.
Cole. I've known Deon Cole. Let's just walk him through your life, D. Like you're from Chicago.
Yeah, from Chicago.
When did you start doing stand-up?
About 19 years ago, maybe like I don't even remember, like 19, 20 years ago.
When did you start? Because I met you 4.5 years ago. When did you? And you had just moved out here 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You told me. Mm-hmm. So you were just in Chicago.
Yeah, like I was just doing, gigs, performing, doing shows overseas and doing colleges and just doing what I do.
And what did you want to do?
Well, I came out here to do voiceover work. That's what I came
For
out
real?
here. Yeah, I was coming out here to do like all this stuff with DreamWorks. Like,
Can you
Oh,
say
that's
that
real?
in a voiceover voice?
I was. This is my voice. That's it right there. Say this is my voice.
No, don't do the. Don't use. Deon, don't use the fucked up real default voice. Use your Hollywood voice.
Well,
No, you
so
couldn't
like,
seriously talk like
that
that.
Hollywood voice is like, me.
Whoa, Encino Man.
What
White kid, a white moron.
what was the thing for DreamWorks?
It wasn't even a specific project. They just brought me in, and I met with everybody at DreamWorks, and they was just like, yo.
So you went to the meeting, and did you think like, oh, I made it? Like when you go to an
I didn't think I made it. I just was like, yo, I hope something come from it.
I remember.
And I hope that it really work out that we do this, and I just kept that at the back of my head, and it did not.
Yeah, man. I remember the first time I got called down from the Bay to do some shit in Hollywood at NBC. And I was in a rental car listening to this song by the Decemberists called Los Angeles, I'm Yours. And I was just like pumped up, like all emotional, like, this is it, you guys, this is it, my career. And then I just left this audition like, all right, well, that's never going to work.
Yeah, you really think it's like, it's my time.
Yeah.
I had that conversation with the guy who directed It's Pat. Where he's like, you think it's like, he goes, no one tells you like 40,000 people passed before you even got the script, and then you're like, this was meant to be.
Right.
It was meant to come my way, and then it's just a complete bump.
Yeah.
All right, so then you were out here. So you went from Chicago.
What'd you grow up like? What was it like before comedy? What was your childhood like? Did you do anything? Were you into house music?
Yeah.
What
Fuck
part of
yeah,
Chicago
I was
did you live
into-
in?
Yeah, South Side.
Oh, that's
South Side
the home
Chicago.
base.
Yeah, I was all into house music.
WGCI, WBMX.
All that shit. Yeah.
Doug's from Chicago.
Yeah, yep. What was that? B96.
B96.
And all that shit. Yeah.
And did you go to some of those early house parties back in the day?
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
I was
man.
at all of
Bad Boy Bill was there.
Bad Boy Bill,
Bill.
hell yeah. Totally.
What's that dude? Silk jeans.
Oh, Silk the Shock.
Oh, you got Green Velvet.
You guys are just
Steve
making all
Silk Curly.
Yeah,
Steve
Silk Curly.
you guys are making all this up, right?
No, this is real talk. Unfortunately, this is true. There's this dude, Jesse. Who's the dude that say started house? Jesse. Saunders.
Jesse Saunders.
This dude, he didn't really blow up. He was the guy that kind of originated the term house music, but he never got super famous.
But
like
there was
some
a
of the other
lot of
dudes.
great people, like
Yeah.
Ron Hardy. He had a lot to do with it.
I knew that guy, Little Lewis.
Little Lewis.
I know him.
Lil Lewis.
I met him one time.
He still lives in New York.
So
Yeah.
this,
So you
That's
were
hilarious.
into like all that. Are there a lot of black people that go to that stuff?
it was all black people
it was all
originally.
black people, yeah.
Yeah.
Because house music wasn't just house music. Well, nowadays house music considered like a lot of techno and a lot of all that kind of stuff. But house music basically was disco music. It was a lot of disco music that played in the disco era, and a lot of hit records that played over in Europe that didn't get a lot of play over here, that had like a funk disco feel to it. You know what I'm saying? So
House music is what
That's what
happened
made-
to disco.
yeah, like that.
Oh, got it.
That is house music. Disco is
Got it.
what it is.
So, you were like a teenager in Chicago when house hit, and were you? What's the
I'm
weirdest?
still a house head.
Yeah, I love house
this
music.
day, yeah.
So what's the weirdest shit that ever happened to you in Chicago listening in those early days? Or just give us a good warehouse story.
Well, house,
Yeah.
how you know the warehouse? That's crazy. But house music in Chicago. One time it was. House music brings out a lot of moist cats too. That means-
Moist
Who
cats?
used the term moist? Was it you? Somebody used the term moist.
He
the other
just
day.
did.
No, I know, but I was thinking somebody was just like, "Yo, that shit was a little bit moist," and it was like, I gotta integrate that into my regular shit.
no, I've been
What does
saying
moist
that for
mean?
Years.
I'm on the outside of that slang term looking
It
in.
means homosexual.
Oh.
I got moist friends, so don't
Oh,
think
okay,
I'm-
so it's all good. Yeah, some of my
I
best
ain't
friends
like-
are moist.
Yeah, I ain't shitting on nobody.
Although to be fair, if they're moist, they might be into it. You
I
don't
got
know.
some cool
Yeah.
moist friends. You know?
Moist? Is that not the greatest shit ever? Shit is a little bit moist.
The best and worst thing of all time.
I swear to God, I thought of it at like 1:45 in the morning.
I
last
can't
night.
tell if that's
I forgot to not say. I forgot to say moist.
All right. So there was some moisture happening in the warehouse.
Yeah, and I ended up kissing this dude in the party one time. That was probably the wildest. But he looked like a woman. He was dressed as a woman.
Now, did you know he was dressed as a woman, or did
I didn't know it was a dude.
Dude,
I just kissed him on the lips, and then I was waiting on him to come out.
Did you rap to him at all beforehand?
Yeah, I was talking to him. It looked like, I'm telling you, it was like transgender type. You couldn't tell.
That's
it was
very
hard.
moist. That's extra moist.
And he goes in the bathroom, and this other dude. This dude met him the week before and came up to me and told me, he was like, dude, I thought that was a woman too. That's a man. And I was like, well.
Before you kissed him or after?
He met him the week before.
Right. But had you kissed dude yet? And then
I had kissed dude.
You had kissed dude,
I just kissed
and
him
then
on the
another
lips.
dude came up,
and for a moment
he saw me kiss dude on the mouth, and then he go in. This other dude came, was like, "Hey, dude, that's a dude," and I was like,
"There's a lot of dudes here." And for one moment,
when the dude came out, he saw both of us, and I was like, "This dude just told me you was a dude."
Dude,
he was like,
"Dude,
chilling," and then I was like, "Is it true?" And oh boy, didn't say nothing. And I just choked him out.
I'm telling you, man, right now there's a
no,
look
but that's
like a
almost
cute guy.
all the time. Like you must get beat up all the time.
No, you don't get beat up all the time because you tell people that you're transgendered.
You look like a cute guy.
You don't.
Well, then you maybe, I don't know.
But a lot of them get they don't
outside
tell people like where they'll be like the guy will reach and it'll be a dick, or the guy will something will happen.
I was always so struck with how the volume of hip hop songs about a guy that's like, and then I went home and the bitch had a dick. I'm like, this can't happen that much.
What?
You have to make.
What hip hop are you listening to?
Tribe Called Quest. There's a
This is
Tribe
not your
song.
thing, dog.
There's a
The transgender fuckers.
There's
I don't never heard
there's
of
a
them,
DJ
no.
Quick song. Dude, there is volume.
Ain't nobody talking about got home and there's a dick.
Dude, I'm not making that shit. I'm Googling it. Go ahead and Google it. It's more than one song.
What are you gonna Google?
I'm going to
I know.
Google bitch had a dick.
Rap songs with cocks in it.
And the bitch had a
That's commendable that you tell the story.
Not commendable that you beat the guy.
But again, what is the? I guess it's not. But what is he supposed to do?
I guess be like, don't you should tell people next time.
Would you beat him up today?
Well, being more mature, first of all, I wouldn't be high on 15 blunts and 7 Long Islands in a house party, for number one. I wouldn't be that way. And secondly, I would have noticed, I'd have been, coherent to see some shit like that. But, it wasn't.
Smoke weed every day.
I guess I don't know what he was supposed to do, but I had to whoop that ass though. Like,
what am I, a mind reader?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I completely.
Teacher.
Go ahead, Moshe's finished Googling.
But back to the bitches I'm peeping, and then untie the hoe so I can start creeping. Took her to the back room, about to jack. Cold trailed the bitch with a gun in the back. I said, lay down and unbutton your bra. There was the biggest titties that say it, Neal.
Fast forward, yeah.
Ever saw. I thought, damn, the air got thinner. Only thought my mind was going up in her. The suspense was making me sick. She took down her panties, and the bitch had a dick.
Who is that?
That is Easy-E from Easy Does It.
So back to the wildest thing that ever happened to me in a house party.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. So let's not.
Thanks for bringing it
get
back,
all
Deon.
No, let's not get off into.
Wait, I'm trying to think of the wildest
politics
shit
and
that ever happened.
No, that's what happened to me. It happened to me. I was young. Fuck it.
I went to a lot of raves when I was a kid. That was my biggest kind of. I used to. Have I talked about wearing barrettes and things on this podcast before?
We know that we will fuck you up, though. Go.
That's why would I bring something up if not for you to make fun of me mercilessly?
No. We're gonna physically harm you. Go ahead.
No way. Well, kiss me before you do that.
Kiss my ass and suck my dick.
Yeah, kiss my ass and suck my dick.
Okay, so you're in Chicago, and where did you first do stand-up?
There in Chicago.
Where?
At All Jokes Aside.
Okay. Which there's a movie coming out about.
Yes.
About the club?
Yeah.
All jokes aside, it sounds like a
The movie is
drama
called Funny
stage.
Business. It comes out next month, the middle of next month.
Are you in it?
Funny Business. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And what's the movie? Is it?
It's a documentary about politics and comedy in Chicago.
Oh, that's
It's basically, it was a black
back
club
in the 80s.
Uh-huh.
in the 80s and 90s, and it was really popular and good. and everybody would get like dressed up, and like the bowls would be. It was like it was like a scene, and then they got basically they didn't the local politicians didn't like it.
Right.
Was it in a white neighborhood?
Yeah.
Where was
at
it?
the time? It was on downtown Chicago, and it was like a real big thing. It was real big. It was like the first comedy club that treated black comics like they were at the Improv and shit like that,
Right.
instead of it being just like the Chitlin circuit type shit.
Right.
You know, so it was a real comedy club, paid you on time, all that shit, flew you in, put you up. It was a beautiful thing, and black people came and supported it, and you know,
And it was like the best.
like everything, like
Bernie was like house MC or something.
George Wilborn, but Bernie used to come through there a lot. But we had like I'm just saying at that time we had like Monique and Jamie Foxx and Chappelle and Martin and Steve Harvey and all these people, and there's footage on these cats that performed at the club back then.
I think that's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was sound effects.
Have you heard? Have you seen Samora's special, by the way? Her big special.
No.
Her opening line is, "They're locking up bitches with good pussy," which I think is the greatest opening line of a stand-up special.
It is pretty great
of all time.
Okay, so you start doing stand-up, and then how long before you made a living?
It was weird.
Still
man.
waiting?
Hilarious. Yeah, I am. I'm waiting. I'm waiting
Waiting to hear back from
make some
DreamWorks?
money. Right. They're gonna call me one day. But it was like shit. I think that turnaround was maybe like a year.
A year after you started?
Yeah, it happened.
Wow.
It happened like my journey was crazy. It happened like really quick. And
Did
it
you
was
have a lot of minutes up early?
No, a funny story. Like I had been doing comedy like 4 months, and I got on TV and I did this show called Comic Justice that was on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
And then like 8 months after that, I was on Def Jam, and I was on Def Jam, and
So you wait. How long have you been doing comedy at this point? A year almost?
year.
Wow.
Exactly.
And
And I did Def Jam, but I only had like 14 minutes.
Right.
You did
So I
Def
did-
Jam when it was Def Jam. Who was the host?
Yeah, it was the year after Martin stopped, so it was Joe Torre. The first
All right,
year
yeah,
for
it was
Joe
still
Torre.
Def
It
Jam,
still
yeah.
was hot. And I did 7 minutes of my 14.
You did half your act.
And yeah, and it blew up. But then they took me on tour. Def Jam.
Did they really?
Went on tour with
You
Def
were like,
Jam.
yay, no.
Yeah, everybody. And I went out there. It was weird because I had to do like 15 minutes, but I did 7 on TV, so I had to make the other 7 stretch, and I couldn't really do it. I think I did like
with white
probably like
people?
4 cities, and they sent me home in my Def Jam jacket. No, I was just in the airport with all my Def Jam shit on.
I remember when dudes were rocking all that shit.
Yeah, my hat on, my
Like Reggie
jacket.
McFadden was on that. Yeah, I remember Reggie McFadden, Ricky.
That's some bullshit right there.
Ricky Harris.
Wearing your Def Jam jacket, that was like
Dudes
shit.
used to wear their shit back then. That was the thing. Now people wouldn't be caught dead in like a production jacket.
Yeah,
But back then, dudes
I
used
wonder
to
what's
rock
changed.
a Def Jam
What's
jacket.
changed? Because when I see somebody wearing some shit from their show, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You know, like,
That.
what has
Just-
changed? Why
I
though? Why
think-
do I think that? And it used to be dope looking.
Because I think it was
my shit.
rarer or
It
something.
was rarer. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. The
It was like-
proliferation of TV
You
channels.
felt
is
like
what,
you were in a
club.
In a club.
Right.
Like,
I'd
you felt
see
like you was
dudes
a
on the-
part of something.
Right, totally.
I'd see dudes on the train in New York wearing a Def Jam jacket, and I'd be like, "You work at Def Jam?
Yeah, it was
How did
crazy,
you
right?
get that? Like
Right.
it blew my mind."
But Def Jam to me still is to me, the fact that you're on Def Jam still has this sort of legendary feeling to it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? There's
absolutely.
something like, wow, that's some shit.
And it was an accomplishment that, regardless of anything.
And on the
that
tour, you were doing theater.
Yeah, it was doing the fucking theaters. It was nuts.
I've always been pretty
Were
resentful.
you scared?
But yeah, I was nervous. I was nervous as hell because I had it was coming too quick for me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It was coming too quick. But that was the beginning of me writing. If
Got
that
it.
situation didn't happen to me, with them sending me home, telling me, you really don't have enough material to handle this tour.
Right.
And when I went home, that's when I just decided I'm about to write my ass off. Since they did that shit, and that's when that shit kicked off, and I just kept writing and writing and writing and writing.
Let it flow, let your stuff go, slow and low, that is the tempo.
That's what I met the Beastie Boys.
Right.
I've always sort of resented the fact that a lot of white comedians, I don't know if you've ever gotten this vibe, but a lot of white comedians will refer to Def Jam comedy like it's an insult.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's just some Def Jam shit. And I'm like, that is so disrespectful. I mean, I get what they're saying. There's a thing that they're talking about that they don't like. But they're not giving any respect to the Bernie Macs and the Deon Coles and I mean, these are like legendary shit came out of that show.
Plenty of really good people. Chris Tucker has a career because of his Def Jam set.
Are you talking about Def Comedy Jam?
Def Comedy Jam, yeah.
Not Def Jam Records.
No.
The Beastie Boys are on.
No, but that's also the same.
We're trying to tie it together.
We're talking about Def Poetry Jam.
Okay.
But that's assuming because you can watch sets of people that you're just like, oof.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, dude, everybody, have you fucked the stool in your life? Have you ever fucked the stool?
Have I ever fucked the stool?
Yeah,
Have you,
in a
Deon?
bit.
Admit it.
Yes.
Yes.
My special juice is gonna
You
help
haven't
me
been doing stand-up long enough to have fucked the stool because you knew it was whack when you started.
I knew it was whack. I knew it was whack when dudes first fucked the stool.
Oh, you knew it back then.
I immediately knew
That's some water witch shit. That's some.
Well, it wasn't like a fucking, but it was a holding. It was a caressing the stool.
we
That's
didn't
what I
fuck,
did.
But you know what? We were intimate. But
No, I wasn't like sweating and all on the ground.
funniest-
I get up in the clothes I got on, dusty as shit. Cause
You take the towel out. Take the towel out of your back pocket. Woo!
Get up, my suit, coat, jacket, got dust off. All this shit.
fuck.
No.
What am I gonna do on Sunday?
The hardest I've ever that me and Hannibal Burris laughed was in this summer we were in Chicago and he said something about Cat Williams and I go, Cat Williams' stool game is off the hook.
The best stool game in the industry.
He goes, that shit. He looked at me. It's like his stool game is fucking bananas.
Yeah, no one can fuck a stool like Cat.
No one did what he did where he jumps on the stool.
Yeah, flying through the air.
Like he'll run across the stage and jump onto the stool. Like
funny.
Damn.
All right. So you were making a living, and then when you did Aspen, you were like, you know what? Maybe I can make a.
Well, I had a sketch troupe at Second City.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, called The Forgotten City. And we used to perform on top of Frank and Tina's wedding every Friday night. And we was writing skits, and we were writing our own thing. So I was writing skits.
I didn't know that. Was it mostly black people, or was it?
The whole thing was black because
I always wonder why there's no black people at Second City.
It was all black cast, and we really got down, and we sold out like a lot of shows all around Chicago and everything. And then Puffy wanted us to showcase for him out here, and we flew out here, and he signed us with Puff. It was Puff and Brillstein and Gray. And they all signed us, and our manager at the time, he got the money, and then it turned. He just got on some Hollywood bullshit, rented Ferraris, did cocaine, smacking bitches and shit, and took our money and fucked it all up. And so
kiss and transvestite.
we went back to Chicago, and the whole
How long were you
troupe
here
broke
for?
up.
This is very disrespectful.
You were here for a weekend. Walk us through the weekend, because that sounds fucking.
We got here on a Thursday. We performed when we got here. We
Where
rocked that shit. It was right. I don't even remember where it was at, but I know it was right down the street from the Standard Hotel.
Okay.
On Sunset, because we stayed at the Standard.
Right.
We rocked that shit. We celebrated that night. That Friday. We couldn't find that motherfucker.
Puffy?
And then, like, that Saturday.
No,
our
his manager.
Your manager.
That Saturday.
Now you
Chicago.
fucked up.
Right, we couldn't find him again. And then that Sunday, motherfuckers was like, we going home. And we saw him at home, and he was talking about how
Hey, y'all.
on us. All that
To me, you seem like a dude who knows what's up.
What did he say happened?
You know what?
Man, I got caught up, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
He said they didn't want to sign everybody. He had to get the money back, and he didn't even give none of that money back. But it was fucked up. But anyway, after that, me and this other comedian got together. We started writing shit together, and me and him had like a team going, and we was just banging out shit and putting shit on the net and doing shit and just constantly putting shit out. Then after that, I went to Aspen.
By yourself as a comic?
Yeah.
So were you headlining at this point?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Aside from the...
Hell yeah. I was headlining. Definitely was headlining.
You doing that 14?
Huh?
You doing that 14 minutes?
What?
You did the original 14 plus another 16.
Yeah, so I had the new hot 30. That's what I had.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Deon 14.
They had
D14.
I knew hot 40.
All right, because this is where when I met you. All right, so I met you probably the week you were going to appear on Conan when Conan was on at 11:30, right?
Yeah.
So this is probably 3 years ago.
On the Tonight Show, when he
on
had
the Tonight Show. So, and you had the notebook thing.
Mm-hmm.
Had you been doing the notebook? Basically, Deon would do jokes.
Does he fuck a notebook?
He does.
There's a drawing of a stool on the notebook.
It's a caressing of the notebook. It's not
His
really a
notebook game
fucking
is
notebook.
bananas.
It's a caress.
Actually, your notebook game is the best in the industry.
Right.
Yeah, no, you got the best notebook game in the industry, straight up.
You would do the thing where you try a joke, and then if it worked, you would take it and explain the bit.
Yeah, I just have jokes on paper, and I would go through them and check them off as I performed them live. But I've done that in Chicago my whole career because I used to get so high that I couldn't remember my shit. So I used to always pull out my notes and read them, and people used to laugh at that. And this other comic at the time was like, "Yo, you should keep that shit." And
Yeah, you do it as if to rate the bit.
Yeah, you're going let me try out some new bits. So then you do it.
But I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really perfecting the unperfected.
Yeah.
Is
That's
it?
what I do.
Is the whatever page you turn to is the bit written there? Just in
Yeah,
case?
sometimes
it
it's
is.
not.
Okay.
Sometimes it's I have jokes there, but I'm thinking of other ones, so I act like I'm reading the one I'm thinking of.
Right. You ever see BJ Novak when he actually does a thing where he will come out? It's when I saw it, I was like, motherfucker. He'll try new jokes out.
Mm-hmm.
He'll bring a suitcase and a garbage pail. And he'll bring new jokes written on paper, and if they work, he puts them in the suitcase, and if they don't, he puts them in the garbage pail.
Hilarious.
And it's just one of these things like, fuck, that's such a perfect...
What, you wish you had done that?
It's just such a perfect way to try new bits out.
Yeah, but it
Actually,
wouldn't work for you.
brilliant.
No, it
It'd be
wouldn't work
weird
for
to
me.
watch
No,
Neal
I
Brennan
wouldn't do that normally. I would just do it like when I do new bits.
No, another thing too is that it always gave me a comfort level.
Yeah.
Where I knew, that this. It was something that was so genuine that became an act. Like the guy with the trash can or whatever. That's a way of never losing.
That's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying? He can never fucking lose.
Because you will get a laugh if a joke doesn't. If it doesn't work, you get a laugh thrown into the trash.
Right. Absolutely.
All right. So you're doing the Tonight Show. Now, so you're doing it, and I was just thinking, like, it's going to be another thing, fucking everybody, Al Madrigal did it, Bill Burr, like, tons of guys that did it. It's not, whatever, just be another one. I always say, like, TV shows now are like BMX demos, where you just try not to fucking kill yourself. Like, so then I see you that night at the Improv, and you look like fucking ecstatic, and it hadn't aired yet. It was like 11:15.
Yeah.
And it was like a party. You were having like a party, and I was like, what's the big deal? Like, still, you were like, yo, and you were on some like we did it type shit. You were hugging me, talking about
You want me to tell you why that was so fucking big?
Yeah, yes.
This is why it's so fucking big in my community of fucking comics. You got comics that's on the chitlin circuit. You got comics that's out here just doing all kind of black rooms and that's it. Can't get into improvs. Can't get into funny bones. They don't even fucking look at you.
Right.
So you have to go do these other little rooms and drug dealers that want to flip their fucking money.
Right.
You go do these fucking shows for them. Me personally, I've always been a comic that never fit in totally to what was going on because of the way that I wrote, but I was black enough to make some money, but they knew it was something a little off about this cat.
Right.
So I was still considered a chitlin working comic.
You were like the weirdo alt comic of that world.
Exactly, but of that world.
Yeah, you always wear sweaters.
Exactly, but you silly, right? But me doing the Tonight Show gave hope to a lot of black chitlin working comics. Like, yo, we can do that shit.
Yeah,
right.
Like this. Like that shit ain't too far from us.
Yeah, I think that your take on it is. I understand what you're saying, Neal, but
I'm not done with the story.
Right, no doubt. But I think it's a tad cynical From your perspective,
absolutely cynical from my perspective. But what I just because I'm like, yeah, everybody does it.
No, right? No, I'm saying that,
and generally nothing comes of it. I completely get what you were going, like completely.
I mean, but I do want to say that you probably didn't even know. I give you credit for not knowing. Like, you didn't know.
I did know.
Exactly.
No. I absolutely knew
how important that moment was.
I fucking totally got it. I totally, because the dudes that was with you, I was like, I see.
No, but I'm just saying on a more macro level, the idea of doing the Tonight Show, even though it's weird and it's not the thing that blows you up, it's still a holy grail.
And I don't mean to disrespect nobody, but this is what comics on the Chitlin Circus say. Like, you can't have a mustache if you do the motherfucking Tonight Show. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
You got to be news reporter ready.
Right.
You know, hey, how you guys doing? Who smokes pot? And, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
We cut that bit. You can't say we're not. That's not Tonight Show style material.
Right. It was like, you can't. I mean, it was no room for a motherfucker with a goatee, black motherfucker coming on the show. Going, hey,
that's
what's up, motherfuckers? Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I'm
then
saying?
I was just thinking, like, all right, so it'll just be another. I was like, nothing ever comes out of people. It's not like 1978 when you do the Tonight Show and your life is different the next day.
Like Johnny.
Dude,
there's a kid in Scotland. I forget the dude's name, but he did essentially Letterman of Scotland or of England, of the UK. The next, like a month later, he was filling stadiums. Literally stadiums.
Oh, yeah, the UK still like that.
But it was never like that here. This is literally 1 month later, stadiums, 25,000 people.
Arena.
Crazy shit.
That's some bullshit right there.
Thinking, like, nothing will happen.
The Haggis Arena.
Right.
And then a week later, you're writing for the show.
Yeah, it was like a month.
Yeah, but it was
month
fuck,
later.
and he was the first black writer ever on Conan.
Who's fucking the very funny Neal?
Ever on Conan, and I guess that like Tonight Show had a couple, like Sully wrote for the Jay Leno Tonight Show.
Yeah,
and you've been there since.
Yeah,
so it really was like your life changed.
Yeah,
like that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was like it went from because when I left the Tonight Show, when I taped. And I left. I did a show that following weekend, and it was insane how many people came to this show. Like,
interesting.
It was crazy. It was like it was a lot of white people there.
In LA or out of town?
No, it was in North Carolina, and then I went to St. Louis right after that, and it was retarded.
Who let the dogs out?
Came out and was just like, and it was like this thing, and I was like,
that's cool.
This is tripped out. Like, everybody feeling how I'm feeling, and everybody happy for me, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do this. And then the phone call hit. Like, yo,
right?
Can you come back?
But it's interesting because
so I never felt the magnitude of that because I went and worked for Conan. So.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well,
what
no,
I'm
that's
saying?
not wondering now.
Well.
Go ahead. What were you
I'm just. It's interesting because you were talking about your struggle being in the Chitlin Circuit, and blah, blah, blah. But also, it seems like on the one hand, that's true. You also seem like you've had a pretty charmed career. Actually, you had a lot of real lucky kind of bridges quickly forming for you. The cream rises to the top, and that's it's not really luck that happens to anybody eventually.
Well, it was this thing. It was this thing where people go search for black talent,
right?
And then
that's how I got my start.
They'll be like, let's go look at some new black talent,
right?
And so everybody will be like, well, let's just do Deon. Who you gonna, for black talent in a white world,
right?
Check this guy out first.
He's very black, but not too black.
Well, no, that's what I said. He's black enough. He's black enough for black people and white, not because you're not white.
It's not black to be well spoken.
There's something like you were saying, like in black rooms, always kind of like, what are you about?
But
you don't fit into a box.
But it comes up to my upbringing in Chicago. My mother moved me from the suburbs because the gangs were so tough. Moved me from the city, to the suburb because she didn't want gangs recruiting me and fucking me up and shit. But what happened was I moved to an all-white suburb and fought more
Which
than
suburb?
what I would do Dalton. I moved to Dalton and fought more than what I would have in the city because now I'm fighting for racial equality.
Yeah. You got the whole freedom of rights movement
I'm fighting for like I'm fighting for all this black.
Yeah, you're fighting for Medgar Evers.
If you want to get racist about it,
I'm fighting for like Nat
if you want to get
Turner
racist about it,
like that kind of thing. But
fighting for Nat Turner to get a haircut.
I ended up meeting these cool white dudes.
Moshe's laughing because I bring this up every week. Because I always say every
I didn't know there were any
dude
Jewish
I know
rappers.
spent time with white people.
Yeah.
At some point in their life.
I never had.
I've never said successful. I think I'm implying that.
No, you have said that.
Yeah, I
Not
think
every black dude you know spent time with white people growing up. Really?
Probably 90%.
Yeah, but I never had to change the way that I was.
Exactly.
But I loved a lot of white shit that was introduced to me.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Like I know.
Yeah,
I love
tastes real
riding
good.
fucking dirt bikes through oval trails and shit by River Oaks, and that's how I learned
And
how to
eating
drive
pussy,
a
right?
stick and eating pussy and all that shit.
Yeah,
like
man.
everything.
You owe that to your white brother.
That's our invention. I think we made that up, right? White people invented pussy.
Yeah,
All
Led
that
Zeppelin.
shit.
Oh, Led Zeppelin,
I love
sure.
fucking Led Zeppelin.
How
I
can
mean,
you not?
I just started loving rock music to the fullest.
Yeah.
And listening to all different fucking kind of groups
And
like that.
feeling like your horizons are expanded and you could be ambitious. What
do you say
feel
I
like a bitch?
take
I
it from
still be black and still be a man and still like
Right.
not I guess so-called sell out and all that other shit.
Right.
I just like what I like.
Well, if you'll indulge me in a nerd moment for a moment, that's what the power of house music was about.
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen, homie.
I mean, I know how ridiculous and moist that sounds, but it's like that's what was happening in those warehouses. You would walk in, you'd be like, "Oh my God!" There's like black people, white people, gay people,
all
straight
about
people.
the
Everybody
music.
was just there.
It was music.
It didn't feel like when you go to an all-white club, you're like, "I'm the."
What was the breakdown?
It was music.
When it probably was. I'm sure it was different when Deon was going than when I was going. Because I'm younger than you, and I was in San Francisco, so we got it later. But I think that it was very mixed when I first started, especially the clubs, especially house music. Techno would be a little bit whiter, but house would really be a mix of older people from Chicago, and like it was just a cool kind. That was the power of that music. We
have a party, we have a picnic every year in July, right after July 4th. Like around the 6th or 7th in Chicago, we have a house picnic and we bring in all these house DJs and they spin from like 9 in the morning to like midnight in the park. And last year we had 65,000 people.
Wow.
Jamming all to one DJ. I mean, certain DJs, different DJs all day. No fights, no accidents, no shootings, no none of that. It's all strictly about the music. Man.
Yeah,
the music is so.
There was some power in that music.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was. I don't know what the thing was, but
because it's the only dance. It's the only like dance party. Do you know what I mean?
It's because it's dance music, and it's not. It doesn't have that lyrical thing that hip hop has. It doesn't have this it has an abstract message of just
narrative.
like.
There's no narrative of like fuck you, I fucked a bitch with a dick, all that shit you were reading earlier.
Right, exactly. Although there is DJ
There's a
Funk.
that. Songs like that.
DJ
Beat
Funk?
that bitch with a bat.
But it's soul too. It's soul.
Yeah.
It's religious. It's soul.
Right.
It's that thing in time that you'll never have again that brought love and prosperity and respect. And you respect people when you dance
I
with them.
can already
shit
read
like
the
that.
emails we're about to get making fun of us, but it's true though. There's an Eddie Amador song called House Music, and the only lyric is not everyone understands house music. It's a body thing. It's a spiritual thing, a body thing, a soul thing. It's like there was something about those. It changed who I was for sure. Like did I ever tell you the story of my first? I think I did. The first rave I ever went to. How I walked in and I was super like thugged out, still thinking I was black, like talked with a southern accent, Oakland dude. And literally, I swear to God, dude. And literally, I went there. I had a bottle. I think I told the story already. I had like a bottle of cologne, and I put it in a sock in my bag just in case I had to like whap somebody.
No, you never told me.
No, I swear to God, I did. I was like, I'm gonna go check out a rave, blood, and I'm gonna do some crazy white boy shit tonight, dog.
Who looks at a bottle of cologne like, yeah, I'm gonna beat some ass tonight.
Anybody get moist with
Oh
me?
yeah,
don't be moist.
with me.
Ain't no
I'm gonna beat
moisture.
their ass with this cologne.
And by the end of the night, dude, I was seriously pirouetting in my like. I mean, I was like, I couldn't. I was just like dancing around.
And no drug. You didn't do any drugs.
No drugs. I was sober, and that started me down going to these parties.
Crazy.
And I would go into these parties, and I would feel such a crazy contact high, and I would just feel so in love with sort of everything that was happening there that it literally melted me. That's the song, actually. That's Eddie Amador's.
I know.
That's crazy. Oh, that's pretty good. But something melted in me, and I've always thought that like I grew up so misogynistic and like violent that I needed to swing all the way into like sort of flamboyantly ridiculous moisture. Literally glitter,
Humidity.
literally glitter,
humidity.
glitter, blonde, bleach blonde hair, literally bleach blonde hair, barrettes, a pacifier, and pacifiers are for people on ecstasy. I never did ecstasy, so it was just because I thought it looked cool, and to swing back into being a regular dude.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's I don't think it's going to convert anybody. What is the all right? So now, and where are you with the other thing I like about you that when you talk about the guys you write with at Conan, a lot of guys, the guys that I've known who have written for SNL, it's that sort of disparaging, like, man, the way they want shit is fucking bullshit and da-da-da-da. Whereas I've never seen anyone talk about the Conan writers with more reverence than you. Like, which I fucking love because I couldn't agree with you more.
Like, I mean, it's an intimidating situation, but it also is a learning facility more than anything. The thing about the people that write for Conan is we're all in the same boat, meaning that we all have our own lanes, and we stay in our lanes, and we do the best we can do in our lane.
Right.
The thing about writing for Conan is that we're not writing for a comedian. We writing for a writer, you know, and that's a totally big difference. You can't go in there with no bullshit. Like, you going? This is a legendary motherfucker. Who Simpsons, Saturday Night Live. Like, you can't come in there with no bullshit skit. This ain't no talk show host, comic, personality.
He's not going to be like, well, I can sell that. I'll smile. And no, it's like, what is the premise?
This is a fucking writer that's going, yo, what is the premise?
Who the fuck are you?
How are we going to execute this? What angle are we coming on? Like,
right. So what's your lane?
Is that shit.
What's your
my lane?
Yeah.
My lane is just being me and making sure that I be myself.
That's a good ass lane. That's the preferred lane.
That's okay.
That's what it is.
But it seemed like the bits you got on early. Excuse me. The bits you got on early were. They were very much that. It's basically. It seems like you're of all the writers I've ever seen there, you're the only one who's ever gotten like known as a writer, Deon. You know what I mean? Like I know most of the guys that write there, and I know them from sketches, and I know them.
Oh, you mean that Deon has the most profile of any of the writers?
Yeah, I think so. Like you get when you say when it's like Deon Cole, you always get applause, and it seems like genuine.
Well, I mean, it was
That's the power of blackness.
It was how we did it in the get-go, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the fact that I was this fish out of water, type thing, that became funny. You know what I'm saying? Not per se that I was dumbing down myself or anything. It was just funny that this guy from Boston, the whitest guy in America, is kicking it with this black dude from the South Side of Chicago, and they get along without even really knowing exactly, like, not really understanding each other, but getting each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the thing was that became kind of cool, that I witnessed, that I began to write like that. And like I said, with the other writers, like they write so big, the way they think is so big and grand, and, you know, as far as how they produce and execute and cast and all of that is so great and fantastic. I've just always been a guy of subtlety, which I can't even begin to comprehend like them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so great with what they do.
What are your favorite Conan bits that you guys have done, or that you can think of?
Man, we've done so many great ones. Man, I like when Conan did this Rebecca Black video.
The Friday thing?
Where he rapped. That was funny. That was out of his element to see him rap like that.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Actually, one of the songs about pulling down the pants and the bitch out the dick was Conan O'Brien. I didn't read that one, but actually you're wrong about Conan. He got a history. He just like me, similar thing. He was super thugged out. He went to a rave, and then he equalized into the Conan you know.
Get the fuck out of here!
All right, fair enough.
Did you but you fuck with Masturbating Bear? You fuck with all that?
Absolutely. The Minty. The candy cane minty is hilarious.
That is such a stupid. It's all so fucking stupid. That show is so unnecessary. I know. It's so unnecessarily stupid.
But that's the beauty, man. That's one thing I learned about even being around him is that comedy comes. The job is to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you do it.
Right.
And for him to be as brilliant as he is, and the dumbest shit, the smallest shit makes him laugh, is just hilarious within itself. Because you know he can go there on some brilliant shit if he wants to.
Right. Now, beyond... Sorry, go ahead.
No, but it's just funny.
And you would do a thing where? Do you still do the thing where you leave you exit from the stage? You'll scurry off.
Yeah, I'd scurry off.
You scurry?
Yeah.
Do you say thank you?
Ladies
that's been my
scurrying.
time.
No, boy.
Now, I'm curious, Deon. Beyond comedy, what are you about?
Deon.
What am I about?
Yeah, what's your
I don't know what your deal is with girls. What's
your P game? What's your G game?
To me, you seem like a dude
What's
who
your
knows
God
what's up.
game? What's your pussy game? What's your money game?
Yeah.
What's your ethics game? What are you about? What's Deon Cole about?
Man, I'm not with that, all right?
What's your moisture game?
I know. No. I got moist friends. I'm telling you, so I don't want nobody bugging out. No, but
I'm just slutty.
My son. I'm about my son.
Oh, I didn't know you had a son.
Yeah, see, there we go.
How old's your son?
He's 9.
What's his name? Oh, you don't have to say. You can make one up.
His name is D.
D.
Yeah, we say that. His name is D. But my son's mother, who takes care of him, and out in Chicago.
Sorry.
We getting slow now. We getting
I'm into this. I dig for humanity.
Let's get back to the silly shit.
No, this is good.
No, but that's what I'm about.
He's still in Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Deon, did you ever party with R. Kelly?
Yes.
Really?
You met R. Kelly? Is he from Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Chicago.
I didn't know. Dude, the man.
He's the man.
The ultimate.
Yeah.
Nah, I know him well.
What's he like?
If we ever get R. Kelly on the champs, we'll quit.
He's
That'll be the
cool
end.
as shit. He cool as hell. Like, he's a down-to-earth dude. Like, as best as he can be.
Does he run track?
He can hoop his ass off.
I heard he plays a lot of basketball.
I can make a connection actually between Conan and R. Kelly, which is that both of them are people with the show Conan and R. Kelly are people, like you were saying, with these great artistic depths that sometimes go to these very, very absurd places, and that's sort of the beauty of what they're about. It's like R. Kelly is a fool. Some of the shit he says, you're like, are you kidding me?
Fool.
But it's like, and then he comes out with like the last album he came out with, and you're like, oh, you're a straight up genius musically, as you're the greatest voice of our time.
I don't want no sane genius.
Yeah, amen.
Like I don't want no sane motherfucking
when he
genius.
makes a fool record, like in the closet, does he know this is? Does he know that this is inherently stupid?
Yeah, he know, and he know that shit's gonna have me and you talking about it years later.
He does.
Yeah, we still talking about it.
But he's also he's both. That's the thing, right? What you're saying about genius is it's both an actual madman and a pseudo madman staring at people viewing him as a madman. Like both things happening at once.
Like Benjamin Franklin is like him outside with a kite.
I said the other day that's the nerdiest shit in the history of the earth, that there's a thunderstorm and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go find my kite.
I'm about to go find electricity or something. Like, I want a motherfucker like that on my team.
But this could be
that fucking retarded.
Yeah,
he would take the initiative to go do that.
As long as he
with a kite in a thunderstorm.
Absolutely. Like, but if he,
I need a white guy that swim with sharks. I need a
big fat man with glasses.
I need everybody that's gonna do shit I'm not gonna do.
Well, that's funny that he knows Yeah, because he writes "I Believe I Can Fly," which just seems like, what do you need a hit? Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you remind me of my Jeep.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, but he knows that you're gonna talk about that shit, and he's still writing some of the hottest songs out here. You just don't know he's writing it.
Dude, he's
Motherfuckers is dancing to all his shit right now.
Is he getting credit for it?
Yeah, getting credit for all that shit.
Yeah, no, I've never.
How many people do you think R. Kelly's fucked? It's unfathomable. It's probably a sideways 8, right? It cannot be quantified.
I don't think that's what people think of when the first thing they think of with R. Kelly.
That's the I'm thinking of.
I don't think it's just fucking. I think it's a slightly more nuanced.
What do you mean by nuanced? Do you mean like a more specific sexual predilection?
Gallons of urine. Yeah, I think he was mad at Chappelle's show because we did that sketch about it.
Yeah.
He was, man.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
You pee.
I said
maybe you peed on.
Actually, I tweeted that. I once tweeted it one time. R. Kelly switches from genius artistic song to ridiculous song with the fluidity of a stream of urine.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. And what do you? And you never touched that with him? It's like
you never touched that golden shower game with him?
I never pissed with him.
No, you never.
Is that what you said?
Have you ever peed with him?
Did you ever? A real question. In the interest of journalistic integrity, have you ever peed on an underage girl with R. Kelly? Has that happened?
How well do you know? Do you know well? You know pee well?
Have you crossed streams before?
If you smell, could you pick out his urine from a urine lineup?
No, do not know him that well.
What kind of? How would you describe the bouquet of his urine?
How would you describe the bouquet of his bukkake?
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that's fantastic. I didn't know you knew.
One time we did a show for Dwayne Wade in Chicago. He was married at the time. It was for his wife, I think her name was Synovia or whatever. But he had all these comics come perform, and everybody was bombing because there was only like 100 people there, and there was like 25 celebrities and then like 75 regular people. But the regular people never seen celebrities before.
Right.
Instead of paying attention to us, they were paying
looking.
attention to all the celebrities in the room, and we were just going up there, comic after comic, just bombing. And you could tell that it was a bad show because when the comic who got off, you'll ask them, how were they? And they'll say, just get your money.
Yeah.
When the comic say, just get your money, you
start
know.
hearing the fife and drum.
You know it's some bullshit though, right?
That's a death.
So
he was brilliant.
Fuck that. That's just them. I'm going to rip this
Right.
shit.
Well, that's the great comics thing. Is you're like, well, we'll see. We'll see just how bad they are. But they haven't seen me
I went
yet.
up there and bombed my ass off too.
I hit that ass when I moved on, dog.
We was only supposed to do like 6-7 minutes or something like that. So anyway, we done. The show is over with. So Dwayne Wade goes up, and we just all in the back like, God damn, why was that so horrible, you know? And so Dwayne Wade is talking to his wife, and all of a sudden you just hear, my mind's telling me no. And you don't see R. Kelly, but you hear him singing, and everybody looking around like, oh, where's? And he just come through this door with this microphone singing, my body. Everybody going crazy and shit. He brought R. Kelly there to sing to his wife for her birthday.
Wow.
So he's singing this song.
That's
He's
pimp
like,
shit.
I don't see nothing wrong with a little. And he put the mic out, and like nobody sung. Nobody did nothing. He was like, hold on, cut the music off. He was like, I know y'all know this song. He was
Did
like,
you
what's
yell,
wrong with y'all?
get your money, dog?
Piss on her. Piss on his life,
he
dog.
did like 5 songs and no one would sing along with him, and he was bombing, and we felt so good.
Oh, that's the best.
we was
crazy.
Like,
He bombed
he's
too?
bombing. He's bombing with platinum hits.
Wow.
That's probably the only time R. Kelly bombed.
I know.
He was bombing so bad that he was like, you know what? I'm out of here. I ain't about to waste my time with y'all. I'm out of here.
I don't need this.
And we was in the back like, yeah.
Did you ever talk to him about it afterward? Was it like, yo, that shit
No,
was
I never
awful.
talked to him about it after this, but all the comics and me, we were all so fucking happy that it wasn't just us.
That's crazy.
That's fantastic.
That's incredible.
You probably knew Kanye back then too, right?
Yeah, I know Kanye now, yeah.
But like he would hang, and D-Ray's from there.
Yeah. I mean, D-Ray,
Al Capone, do you know Al
D-Ray
Capone?
grew up, hilarious.
You know that dude?
What about
D-Ray
Twista?
grew up in the same neighborhood as me, and he was a little boy. We used to beat his ass all the time. Send him to the store and get us chips and shit.
For kissing you on the
Let's
mouth?
start with some tough love, all right?
Yeah, but Kanye too. Kanye he's gone. But even back then, he was like mad, super cool. Like, and he still is cool as shit.
Yeah, no.
Who's the most famous Chicagoan of all time?
Common's cool, huh?
Who do you think is the most famous Chicagoan of all time?
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Oprah.
Oh, Oprah. It's Oprah.
Yeah.
Oprah is the queen of a small.
Well, Obama might be taking over.
Oh, Obama.
Yeah. And like that.
But he wasn't born in Chicago. He was born in Kenya.
Well, Michael Jordan.
No, I'm kidding, you guys. I'm kidding. That was a joke, everybody.
But like Common has got that beef with Drake.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
What is that about?
I don't know exactly, but Drake better watch it with Common. Like, everybody think Common all positive and shit, but Common crazy than the this motherfucker will like beat your ass.
No, Common's he's also
crazy.
After beat your ass, he'll tell you a very positive message.
Yeah, he got insight in his ass kickings.
And this is why you got your ass beat.
Now, this is why I beat your ass.
I just hit you.
So you understand. You're just a young dude in the game.
Right?
I've been around for a while, Drake.
He'll have you call your mama.
Your jugular vein is throbbing right now.
Right.
Who is the rapper that you would least like to be on the bad side of in the world?
That I know, or that
yeah. I mean, like, who's the realest, scariest dude to you that you wouldn't want to be on the bad?
They're way less scary than they used to be.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and they all grown. They got responsibilities and shit.
What happened was, it was very interesting in the 90s when Pac and Biggie died, people really immediately went, oh, we have to stop. This is ridiculous.
Well, that's true.
It wasn't until 50 Cent came out that there was a real bad gangster villain character in hip-hop, a huge one.
Nah, like I was on my way over here. I was listening to RBX. RBX with Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
He just sounds just like...
I don't even remember. I barely remember.
It was like, R to the B, RBX, cell block 10. I'll murder your mother and cut her neck off
dude.
and stuff it down. Like,
the shit that I listened to
in the 90s. The Chronic album.
Yeah.
But Dr. Dre was like really positive for the time. I mean, compared to everybody. I mean,
shit.
Like Snoop and
Dre Day, they were after Eazy-E and shit.
No, but I'm saying, like, there was some shit back then, like SIBO. I mean, this is some fucking crazy, ridiculous, high level West Coast shit. But SIBO and fucking and all these guys from the way Northern California down here, Lil Half Dead, and some of these guys were like horrible.
I remember Lil Half Dead.
You do?
He was down with,
terrifying messages.
And
yeah,
Daz
exactly.
and
terrifying messages. I mean,
what about those guys from Houston that were really
the Ghetto Boys?
Yeah,
they were. Yeah, Ghetto Boys were on some very negative shit. But you know what's interesting about the Ghetto Boys is that both Bushwick and Scarface are really, really positive. I think that.
What about George H.W. Bushwick?
But like Bushwick Bill, if you find there's some footage of Bushwick Bill on the internet talking about. He's like a deep dude, actually. He's like a really deep
I've
thinker.
never met a rapper who wasn't fucking crazy smart.
Yeah.
Interesting,
like,
really.
Common's really smart. Kanye's really fucking smart.
Soulja Boy?
Yeah. Soulja Boy haven't met.
But a lot of these rappers really ain't like
Ludacris is smart as fuck.
Fucking like murderers and killers. I don't worry about the rappers. I worry about the motherfuckers they be with.
Yeah,
them the motherfuckers you worry about.
Have you guys checked out any of these like famous people's sons who are now rapping? Like,
oh sure, Colin Hanks,
Tom Cruise.
Well, no,
Tom Cruise.
Colin Hanks. Wait, what's his name? Chet Hayes, and then Tommy Hilfiger's son. Have you seen his video?
I don't think everybody should be rapping.
Everybody doesn't have to be a rapper.
Like, yeah, not everyone needs to rap.
Yeah,
everybody don't need to rap.
There's a lot of things.
That's the lesson I learned from listening to the songs.
I get sad. I get sad when I listen to hip hop sometimes because I just listen. It was back in the day. You had your own style, that's what it was about. Like now, motherfuckers is all.
I just like happy rap.
Shit, it's
horrible. Garbage. Man.
You ain't even. People don't even make money from rap.
Somebody described this weekend's hip hop as just people bragging over a video game soundtrack.
That's about right.
That's the current state of hip hop.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that we're all growing up, and I try to be objective. Like, is hip hop really bullshit, or am I just getting too old to listen to a dude talk about how great he is again and again and again?
It's partially that where you just know the message. You're like, oh, I know, I've heard this one before.
Oh, are you dope? Oh, have you killed people and sold cocaine?
But I'm cool with how many motherfuckers you murdered, how much dope you sold, how many bitches you fucked. I want to hear how you deliver that shit.
Right. Also,
I don't give a fuck.
Because
I want to hear how you put them words together.
Because I could listen to Lil Wayne.
all about the flow.
Lil Wayne
That's
song,
all it is to me.
If a Lil Wayne song came out today that had a bunch of hot rhymes in it, I'd be like, great.
I would be like, thank you.
To some extent, I mean, maybe this is just that Bay Area bitch in me, but I have gotten tired of like listening to the same fucking shit, the same like, I get it, okay, it's like I've heard the same song 10,000 times, and I started listening to hip hop, you know, when I was a teenager, it was in the 90s, the golden era of hip hop. So it's like, now how am I gonna listen to you talk about this?
Also, it's what are you?
I hate when people like you think they have all the answers.
What are you fucking to?
Right.
That's the. That's
what music are you fucking to?
Yeah, like that's what music is getting you pussy.
Can I ask you something, Doctor?
What you'll fuck with for like that's my shit.
Come fuck with your
It's
boy.
actually
What
weird.
about it?
I think it's weird for me. I find it weird to fuck a girl to hip hop because
The girls don't like fucking hip hop
because I feel like I'm just like, yeah, listen.
You know what they also don't like fucking do? They don't like Curtis Mayfield. They don't like Mac music.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Like they're like, what do you? What is? They're just like
I like that, baby. What?
Fela Kuti is the best fucking music on earth.
I don't even like Fela Kuti as music. Period.
Fuck to it.
Maybe I'll be like, you know what? Actually, I do like Fela Kuti. I just needed to fuck to it.
Fuck to it.
I'll try it.
Come back
is
here.
great.
If any of you have 1 week, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Fela Kuti's excellent fucking music.
Any of the female listeners right now who are who've been interested for my buttery voice and fucking me, I will fuck anyone who's listening to Fela Kuti as a test, purely as a test, and maybe a couple of moist dudes.
Yeah, Fela Kuti's maybe my favorite.
Fuck music.
I fuck to whatever as
fuck music. Maybe one of my favorite musicians.
Which one's the dad, Femi or Fela?
Fela is the dad.
Mm-hmm. Wait, who's Femi? Femi's the younger dude, the more
less successful.
Yeah.
I also like Sergio Mendes.
Yep.
That's a nice, good fucking
some
music.
Brasilia, some fucking
Yeah, absolutely.
Cut the air conditioning.
Yeah.
Throwing some Fela Kuti.
That's what I used to do on the road when I first started comedy. We used to like go do shows before we left. We would cut our heat on in our room to like 90 degrees. So if we brought women back to the room,
dude,
we just sit there and act like we wasn't hot. Right?
You need to take your jacket off
so she could take her shit off,
dude.
And but the whole key was to don't move, because if you sweat, she gonna be like, you hot
motherfucker.
too. Yeah, you hot too, motherfucker.
Afrobeat rhythm. You look. That's so funny, dude. We used to do that too when I was a kid. We had this dude Dave Hale that we would hang around with. The main reason I shouldn't even say his last name, but the main reason, he was a Piedmont cat, and we were all kids that lived in Oakland. But we thought that we were like really badass kids, even though we were just ridiculous as anybody else. But he had this Suburban, so we would hang out with him because he had a Suburban and he could take us all around. And what we would do is when the girl would get in the car, so we would turn the heat up right before she got in the car, so that at a certain point everybody start yelling, "Are you hot? You hot? Go ahead, take your jacket off," and just start attempting to see if this girl would basically strip.
What are you guys, the Bang Bus or something?
We were a proto Bang Bus, dude. We were the Bang Bourbon.
In a car with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, well, there was be like one girl, and one time this dude was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get this girl. She'll fuck us all." And she got in the car. We did the thing. She started taking her clothes off. We were like, "It's on." He took her to the back bench and fucked her.
You can't pop a boner?
Bouncing up and down. And then at the end, she was like, "All right, bye, guys.
Did you bring condoms with you?
Bye, guys. Maybe next time." And she left.
Dude, not to change the subject.
No, change it. It doesn't need to be further explored.
No, I'm gonna tell you some fun shit to do. We should do this too. Like, I wish this is what I do. I used to do in Chicago. I do it out here every now and then, but I like to call comedians and do this. I like to call them and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" You know, because a lot of comedians get work like through word of mouth. You know, like through other comics going, "Hey, I want to book you on the show," whatever. But I like to do this. I like to call comics and just be like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" And they'd be like, "Hey, what's up, Deon?"
Guys you're friends with?
I'd be like, yeah, guys I'm friends with. They'd be like, "Yeah, what's going on, Deon?" I'd be like, "Oh, not much, man. April 6th, what you got?" And they'd be like, "April 6th?
Wide open. Dude.
Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, I think, I'm wide open.
What's up?
Yeah, what's happening?" I'd be like, "Yeah, can you pick me up from the airport?"
Shut the fuck up.
and they always chill. It's like always 3 seconds of silence, and then they go, Yeah, I'll do that. If you...
that is fucking great.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, I heard.
We should do that right now, man.
I should have corroborated one right now. Apparently, Keenan Wayans and Eddie Murphy used to order shit COD and have it sent to Arsenio when they were all. I guess they were never all struggling, but Keenan especially just ordered like bikes and exercise, and you had to pay COD back then. You literally have to pay cash when they delivered it, and you get stuck with the shit. I love that shit.
That's hilarious,
dude. That's great.
I remember one time I told this one comic, I called him. I said, yeah, man. I said, June 3rd. What you got June 3rd? And he was like, yeah, I'm booked, man. I'm booked. And I was like, oh, you got a show or something? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, well, never mind then. He was like, all right, cool. 15 minutes later, he called me back and was like, yeah, I just called them to see was the show still going on, and they ain't even answering their phone. So, what you got going on? And I was like, you sure? It was like, yeah, what's up? I was like, can you help me move?
I thought he was.
He was just sitting there. He was like, you fucking dickhead. I was like, what? What are you assuming over there right now? I was like, I need you to help me move. I'm moving.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, all right, motherfucker, I help you move. And I was just like, all right, I'll pick you up at noon.
And you never went and got him?
I never went and got him. I never even talked to him since.
You have a podcast, right?
Dude, I thought he was going to call you and be like, yeah, I just said I had a gig because I heard about you, dude. You dirty business motherfucker.
I was hoping he would cancel the other one.
That's what I think he did. I think he canceled because he called me back 15 minutes later and then was like, yeah, fuck that show. I was like, he canceled that show. I was like, this is going to hurt so bad. That's why he was like, you fucking dickhead. But he couldn't admit it. You know what I'm saying?
That is excellent.
Yeah, we should do that one day, though.
Yeah, man.
I'll come back and we do it. We can have enough time. We can spend the whole show doing that.
This is more fun than you thought you'd have, right?
Yeah, it's very fun. This is a lot.
People always dread it. People dread podcasts, and then they come, and they're like, this shit was fucking fun.
My problem is, you know me, first of all, my knee is hurting.
You can't pop a boner?
Playing basketball.
That's a black dude's dick right there. My knee is hurting. I can't pop a boner. It's connected.
That was it though. But I mean, this is fun. This is great.
And you live near me, so you'll come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So Deon Cole, anything you need to promote?
We got the movie Funny Business coming on Showtime next month. Local listings on that. We will be in Chicago this summer, June.
Are you doing for the festival?
We're doing a week worth of shows.
Great.
Conan.
Great.
Filming in Chicago. Look for that.
To the listeners, you gotta fuck with Deon. Actually, he's my boy, but I'm also a fan. He's great. You should see him.
Deon is great.
My man.
Listen, you guys have been fucking with the champ. Deon, thank you so much for coming and fucking with us.
Man, thanks for having me, man. Y'all guys are the greatest, man. Big up to I love y'all to death, man.
Love you back.
For having me.
Thanks for fucking with the champs, ladies and gentlemen.
Doug coming with some murder. Back to the murder warehouse.
It goes, 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 it goes.